On our 10-day trip to Arizona, my goal was to see some of my favorite animals I've grown up reading about, but I've never actually gotten to see. And a few of those just happen to be the desert's fastest reptiles, lizards. Now, I've grown up chasing lizards in my home state of Louisiana, but Arizona is home to over 60 species, and most of them are lightning fast.
I'm only gonna get one shot at it. I can't rush it. I have to wait for the perfect one. It's going home? Bro. Dang.
Speed is definitely the name of the game for most lizards out here, but the animals that I'm looking for have a bit of a different strategy. One of them is large, and is only one of 2 venomous lizard species in the Americas, and the other one is flat and covered in spines. Me and my crew set out to find some of these animals during the day, but after sunset, it was really me and Ben that were especially on the hunt for these little guys sleeping in and around trees.
Hey Ben, try your shot at another lizard. Well, that's a big one. Try it. Oh, he gone. Dang it. Oh, crud. There he goes. Hi, buddy.
Alright, wait, hold on, I wasn't recording. What'd you get?
Zebra tail. Oh, it's yellow. What the heck? No way, we got food.
Oh, no!
You got it?
Yeah, we got him.
You almost got away. These, wow, the toes are crazy elongated. I feel like all of these are probably adaptations to help them stay on the surface of the sand. Otherwise, they would just fall into it and then get eaten by like a ground snake or something. This coloration almost certainly is just on males, and it probably is to attract females because when they're doing these push-ups, inflating that gular patch there, females will lock onto that. But it is kind of weird that this is going on. It's almost like aposematic coloration, but they're not poisonous or venomous. Maybe it's just enough to freak out certain predators, but definitely their main defense is speed. Hey little guy. Oh, look at you. I haven't seen one of you in a while. This is a western banded gecko. Look at how cute that little guy is. Oh my goodness. This is a native gecko species, not something we're used to seeing out here. Got a very fat banded tail. This is a great sign for tonight. Lizards are moving. They're very fragile, very soft skin, so I don't want to grip him too much. But I can kind of just keep my thumb on top of him like that. Little invertebrate eaters out here eating all kinds of little bugs. They'll eat virtually anything they can get a hold of. Honestly, it's like our own little native leopard gecko. Those little pet store geckos you see, they're kind of like them, but they're very fragile. They don't get nearly as big. This is an adult one. They do get a bit bigger than this, but this is a nice size one. Little banded tail. They're actually capable of dropping that tail to evade predators. Really effective strategy. They're a very common species out here. You'll see western banded geckos virtually everywhere you go in the desert. When they're babies, they're almost fully banded down, kind of like how their tail pattern is here. When they get older, they get a little bit of that speckling and extra banding. You're primarily going to see these guys in the more lowland areas, around these washes, wherever there's flowing water and things like that. They're going to spend most of the day underground in burrows, but this time of year, just come out cruising at night and they'll be on these washes, up in the grass, wherever basically. These are just such a cool little guy. Not one of the coolest lizards out here in my opinion, but definitely coolest gecko. We're going to go ahead and put this guy back, keep looking for our horned lizards, but that is a great species to come across out here. Great indicator that lizards are moving tonight. That is the western banded gecko. Here you go. Yes.
After walking some washes and grasslands for a good amount of time, I spotted one of the lizards that we were after. Crazy camouflage, covered in spines, and believe me, he was not fast compared to the others.
Here we go, I got one lizard. Hey, Daddy. Got him. Yo, look at him! Let's go, look at him! Ah! Wow, this is one of the most iconic lizard species out here in Arizona. That is a horned lizard. Look at that little guy, he's flat! Flat as a board. Look at him. There's a few different species of horned lizard out here. I do believe that this is the regal horned lizard. Very specialized for desert habitat. In fact, you'll oftentimes hear these guys referred to as horned toads. And you can see why they'd call them that. It doesn't look like a lizard. It's got this big wide stance. They've got that toad face, that toad body. But this is very much so a lizard. They just call them that based on their build. And look at him. I mean, he's just a little squat guy. These are all very sharp and hard. These are all scales. And that's hard. There's nothing soft about this lizard. Listen. Now these guys are mostly out here eating ant. Wait, can I just hold him? He can't do anything. He's just stuck. He's just stuck there. Look at this little feet.
Oh my god. Poor dude. Oh my, why is he built like that? Oh, look at his face.
You got short-sticked by God himself, my God. Now, these guys actually can be fairly quick sometimes. He was just, it's nighttime, he's not paying attention, he's a little bit goofy, but these guys are built for desert. They're built flat, and as you can see, not a lot of things would actually want to eat this lizard. When you think about things that eat lizards, you normally think about snakes and other little reptiles. If you're a snake, this is just not something you can eat. I mean, look at how weird and... One of the main things that's going to be eating these guys out here is going to be birds, predatory birds, so little owls, hawks, roadrunners. That's really, roadrunners are the biggest predator of these guys across their range, especially the smaller species like the round-tailed horned lizards. This is just genuinely, I mean, you may not like it, but this is what peak desert performance looks like, honestly. Like that, this is him. He is the guy. They're mostly out here feeding on little tiny invertebrates, so ants, little tiny things. Like they're just going and eating thousands of little ants, little tiny bugs. And most of the time they're just sitting here buried in the sand and you don't even see them. Buried in the sand during the day, in the shade, or in a little rock crevice. And then they'll come out in the evening times. They're very active in the spring and fall. You can see them running around during the day. But this time of year, seeing them at night is honestly your best bet at seeing them. So kind of got that bearded dragon look, so it would be a semi-familiar lizard build to people, but definitely something wild, totally 100% a sonoran desert species, totally a Western United States specialty. What an absolute gem of a lizard. He is hilarious looking. I can't get over how funny this is. Look at him. I'm sorry, but that was a little uncomfortable. We're gonna go ahead and put this guy back. Hopefully he has a good night continuing his hunt. That is awesome, little regal lizard. All right, see you, little guy. Watch him run. Woo! That is so funny.